So this is part 2 of my interview with KR. Real people, real life. Let's go. As we're going to talk
All right.
about, some of the things, some of your street activities that you want to share with us on that path. What were some of the things that you got involved in, and some of the things you did, and what made you do it?
All right. So first and foremost, going back off the little family thing, like I said, so I'm gonna say this too as another disclaimer. We was more of a family that was raised on survival more than love. So we was more of a family. We had to do what we had to do. So tying that to the streets, like I said, my mother has 3 children, so she can't get everybody what they want. So a lot of times, so what got me involved, and I'm not proud of this by any means, but I had to do what I had to do. So from a young age, like 7, like I was able, or not able, but I was taking things. I was stealing from Walmart. I even stole stuff from my neighbors when they left their garage door cracked. Like, I ain't gonna lie, once I jumped into it heavy. So I was more in the mindset because it put me in the mindset. All right, my mother, and my father can't give me what I necessarily wanted, because now I know it's not a need. It's just what I wanted. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So I was stealing scooters, you name it, anything I could get my hands on, and it wasn't no problem to get my hands on. I got my hands on. And that ain't no following me back home too, because I always come home. My mother, and my father know they didn't buy that from me, so they questioning me, where you get this from and everything. I got whooped for that and everything, but I would still do it. Even in my teenage years, because me and my homie, when I moved to Prescott, I have another friend that's one of my best friends still to this day named Jalik. Me and him, when we went on Walmart and everything, so basically when it came to summertime, the summer vacation and all that, and we needed clothes, me and him would go on a shoplifting frenzy, and just steal and take, and then as far as like guns, because they'll tell you I'm a gun fanatic, and I've been like that since I was little, since water gun. I went through every stage, water guns, BB guns, to the real thing. When I got my first real gun at 15, I shot my first real gun at 12. So that'll go ahead and tell you, you feel me, the crowd that I was around at that age.
Right.
And like I said, I look back at it now, and it ain't stuff I'm not proud on, but at the same time, I take and accept because it helped make me who I am today now.
Right.
Especially as far as now talking to the youth, as far as telling them they don't gotta do that, because I've been through it. I ain't have my older brother. Like I said, I ain't talked to my older brother until I was 18. So I ain't have no older brother. I ain't have nobody, that male figure, because my father was too busy holding down the household. So they wasn't really know what I was doing. Because my mom and dad didn't find out, I guess, they say a child has a double life, or you think that's just your baby and everything, but you don't know what he's doing outside. Like, they ain't catch on until my TT, this is my mother's best friend. They grew up. She knew my mother since she was 12 and she was 15. They've been best friends. But this is my TT. She died in 2017 from breast and ovarian cancer.
Okay. My condolences
And this
to
was
your
my
family too.
But that's what I call my second mom. That's why I wear her every day, because that's what I'm saying. As far as the love and affection I wasn't getting from my mother, she gave.
She gave it to you. And
Right.
it touched you.
Right. Right. So she would be the extra voice in my ear, letting me know, because she's the one that mainly, and it's crazy to say this because people won't believe it, as I said it, but she's the one that gave me the real rundown as far as how women are, how to treat a woman and everything. See, my mom was so busy trying to take care of the household, she didn't have time, you feel me, to be that extra loving and nurturing mother.
Right.
So that's where she would come in and do, so. Yeah, on the street tip, I was out here taking everything, stealing everything, didn't think twice, didn't care. That's just what I was. Like, at that time, I was just full crash out mode, because at the end of the day, I got to do what I got to do. And that was my mindset for the longest.
Well, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that, did a lot of the hurt and pain play into that too, even though that you might not was able to?
Especially as far as the neglectment, like I
Yes.
wasn't getting love at home, so
Yes.
you
You
know what
didn't
they say,
care.
I'm gonna find it outside.
Right.
Right.
Right. You just didn't care because it's like, okay, whatever happened to me. No one cares every way. I'm just gonna hit the streets, do whatever, ball out,
Right.
and I'm gonna do what I want to do, how I want to do it. Nobody can stop me.
Right. Correct. Exactly. Yeah. Then from there, I'd say it started off with stealing. I even stole from some of my friends, and that's what I'm really not proud of because I had this one cool friend. Me and him would play the Game Boys, and all I had to do was ask him. He would let me borrow it. That's why I really feel messed up for it. But that's to show, like, sometimes them impulsive decisions, as far as I gotta have it. That's how it would be. I gotta have it. Whatever come behind it, come behind it. But I even stole from some of my friends, you feel me, in the early childhood. Not nobody that I'm still tight with to this day.
Right.
But that bothers me because it's like all I had to do was ask and he would have left.
Right. What would you say to a young person that's out there now, being in the streets or getting involved and doing some of the things that you have done, or feeling the pain and hurt that what you have gone through? What would you say to them?
And I would just say, if you could just find somebody that really cares and wants to be involved in your life, definitely stay close to it because that's how I end up meeting a lot of older people that was way older than me, you know, and them just taking an interest and like to me. It's just, man, just talk to somebody, man. Because that's one thing I can say I did not have at that time. Wasn't nobody in my ear telling me you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. It was just my own voice, you know, what we gonna eat today, or how we gonna get these clothes, or how we gonna get this new stuff to keep up with your peers in school, so you don't see like you just coming all the way out of poverty, stuff like that. So it's just really talk to somebody, man, before going through a dash. Like I said, it's just me talking to myself. If I could go back, I would just say, talk to somebody. See, I took it, and then granny growing up in the time, you know, a man couldn't cry, we couldn't do none of that, you know, so I just took it as I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and I just got to deal with it and do what I got to do. I ain't think let me take this extra step to reach out, you know, and talk to my father or talk to my uncles or talk to those that wanted to be involved. I always thought I just got to handle it how I handle it.
Right.
So the thing I would tell them is, man, if you got somebody that really cares and wants to listen, man, reach out. And take that extra step to reach out. That's most important. Take that extra step to reach out. Because that's what I did not do.
Now let me ask you this. What about if they're in a situation where they feel that it's peer pressure and someone's telling them they have to do this because they might feel like someone fronted them money and they have to go out and do what they have to do? What would you say to them?
It's a hard one, right? Yeah, but I would say really take time to think it out. You know, really weigh the pros and cons. That's what I would say. That's something I did not do. I didn't weigh the pros and cons. So I would basically say you just gotta make sure it's worth it.
Right. Right.
For your benefit, for the greater good of you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, people could, and it's happened to me. People can manipulate you. This happens to me. I've been used. I've done stuff for people that they didn't want to do themselves. All type of stuff like that, man.
Right.
So you just gotta make sure if it's worth it, man.
Right.
So if you know you can lay down, go to sleep, and not have no problems, you know, nothing like that, then you know But other than that, if you know it's going to mess you or affect you in any type of way, don't do it.
Right.
It don't matter how much the reward is right there in your face at the time. It's not worth it. And that's one thing too I understand at the time was longevity.
Absolutely.
Longevity, and then it's the quick, fast way. It's me coming up, it was quick and fast.
Right.
So if I can sit there and say to anybody, just think about longevity. Don't think about it now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I thank you so much for sharing your story and being an inspiration to so many adults and children. Because as children, we grew up to be teenagers, and teenagers, we grew up to be adults, right?
Right.
And thank you so much. It was greatly appreciated.
It's not a problem, man. And I would definitely say this too, you know, because it's even me that I, in a way, regret. But like I said, certain stuff you sign up for, you sign up for. But as far as the gangs, leave the gangs alone. If you can make it right with your family, get that love with your family, get that love from your family, these gangs ain't worth it. Because to throw that out there too, I am in a gang. I'm in Mob Pyru, which is on the east side of Compton, California. Excuse me. You know, we got our lingo, excuse me. See, and that's the, I don't want you to just become programmed to a certain way of thinking. Because it's crazy. The fact that I just did that right there, I'm about to be 30 and I'm still saying certain words a certain way. But it just goes to show, like, I've been programmed. So I definitely say leave the gangs alone. If you could get that love from your family, get that love from your family. Fight hard for that. See, I did the opposite. I went to the streets and fight hard to get love instead of just fighting hard to get love at home.
Right.
So yeah, that's my main thing. Leave the gangs alone. Especially today, these gangs is nothing. See, at least when I got into it, at the time I got into it, it was still somewhat a moral code. But today, we already know we're in our last days. So leave that alone. If it ain't family, leave it alone. Because all they gonna do is set you up to go to that jail or go to the grave.
Right.
And I've almost lost my life many times due to that. So yeah, I definitely be say, you know what I'm saying? Just like what I actually do, or what I wish I had, just being that bigger brother or being that bigger figure. Because I actually talk to children that I see on the streets and everything. I see those, especially and I tell them I see a lot of you, a lot of me and you. So they'll tend to gravitate. Because I got a lot of young people now that I sit here and mentor, they'll tell you. So I definitely got a lot of people that got stories to tell. And it's going to be crazy because they're younger than me. So that goes to show, like, but right. I took them under my wing. I'm showing them the right way now. Showing them we ain't just got to take you still. That's why how we met. You met at my job, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with working a hard 9 to 5. And then it's a whole nother thing on a deeper scale as far as, like, society's view. Like, you got to scam. You got to have, no. There's nothing wrong with a hard, honest working man. And the same thing for a woman.
Absolutely, because you can stack your money up, just like you just have to strategize it and save it. You can get the same amount of money, the same as you get on the street, without having to look, around and see if somebody getting ready to rob you or still come after you. You know, it's a legit way. But that's so good. You mentor and giving back. You know, it's so good. And so that's what I was saying. You have a testimony. You have a gift for God because you have that love. And to save, even if you save one person, you have done good. And that's the reason why you will continue to be blessed.
Yes, ma'am.
You keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Because another parent out there probably is crying many a nights, want their child to change, and it can be you that's mentoring that can change. Because a lot of times young people don't want to listen to their parents.
Right.
You know,
I was one of them.
right. So they might listen to an OG, somebody that they feel like that's walking in their shoes now that you can understand, and they will listen to you. So continue to do your work in your community and give back.
Yes, ma'am.
I like to hear that. This is wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you so much.
Not a problem, man. Appreciate you, like I said, for having me on the platform. You know,
And
I know it's just the interviews, but hopefully you actually get to do it. The actual YouTube, I will have it better laid out.
Listen,
You know, because it's just so much. It's just I'm overwhelmed right now, so that's why.
Oh no, let me tell you. Again, you being yourself, you being real. This is real here. This is real talk. This is not a script. This is just real from the heart. Those young people that's out there in them streets, out there in them gangs of girls, I want to meet them. I want to talk to them too. You can tell them about me.
I got you. I'm gonna definitely lock you in with them.
Yeah,
sure.
Because this is the thing. I'm not afraid of them. They just need the love. They just need a little guidance. And once they see someone cares and someone that's willing to talk to them, and a lot of times people are afraid. I'm not afraid.
Right.
It just let them know what you're doing now, you can change. You can be anybody. You can be successful. You can start your own business. You can hustle and grind and put the energy that you have on the street into making your own money, having your own business, having your, getting your LLC, stacking your money, getting your own car, making sure your credit's good, being successful. Then one day might having a family if you choose to have that or not. But you have to have someone that can guide you.
Right.
And they just need a little guidance. That's all.
Exactly.
That's all. We will be in touch, Tim.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And you be blessed.
No problem. Yes, ma'am. You do the same.
Thank you. Bye-bye.